Hello, this week we're going to look at multiplying one digit by larger numbers. And you'll find that on these pages in the book. These are the pages that I want you to start the week with, 15, 16, 17, and 18. 15 looks like this. Actually, I asked you to do this last week, so you may have it done. And they show a nice example here. The traditional way to do this is to multiply the single digit by the ones and put it down, the answer down in the ones place. And then step 2 is to multiply the single digit by the tens place, and you put the answer, 4 times 2 is 8, down in the tens place. So that's the traditional method of multiplication found on page 15. On page 16, it's slightly different in that now there is we get a number more than one digit here for our answer. So the book is using the regrouping method. Again, you've heard this word a lot, regrouping, and that usually means we're going to be carrying or borrowing in some way. So here, the single digit times the 1, 6 times 2 is 12. So instead of putting 12 down below, we only have room for the ones when we're multiplying in the ones. So the 1 instead goes up above. And then we do the single digit times the tens. 6 times 3 is 18, plus that 1 is 19, and that's what they're showing over here in step 2. And then you put the answer down there like that. So that's one option, and I want to show you another option because I always like other options. So if we're doing 32 times 6, I want you to think of it as, another way to think of it is, this is 30, and this is 2, so that we can break 32 into 2 pieces. And then we're going to multiply each of those pieces by 6, because that's really what we're doing in this system. 6 times 2 is 12, and the 6 times 3. But remember, this isn't really 3. It's really 3 tens, which is 30. So 6 groups of 30 will be 180. And then if I add those together, 180 plus the 12, I get 192, which is still what I have here as well, 192. So just a different way to look at it, and I'll be showing this for some larger numbers as well. And yet another way to look at it is when you do this, 6 times 2 is 12, you could just put the 12 down and not carry, and then do the multiplication again. 6 times 3 is 30. Again, we have to think of this as 30, and that is 180. So my answer for that would go over here. It's 180. And then I add them together, 2, 9, and 1. Again, I get the same answer. There is only one answer. It is 192, no matter which way I do it. But if you don't like that carrying, if you want to do each multiplication separately, you can. So that's page 16, and then I want you to do also 17 and 18. On 17, you will be multiplying by 3-digit numbers. So here's the nice example. You have the ones. They use the regrouping. So instead of putting the 1 down here, they put it up. Then they multiply by the tens, and they add. And then they multiply by the hundreds. 3 times 2 is 6. So they have some of those for you. And again, you could also use the method that I was showing you earlier, something like this, like 9 times 2 is 18, put the whole 18 down. 2 times 110 is 20. 2 times 10 is 20. 2 times 300 is 600. And then I add them, and I still get the same answer, 638. So that's an option. Another option would be the 300, 10, and 9, each piece multiplied by 2. So 2 300s is 600, 2 10s is 20, 2 9s is 18. Add them up, you'll still get 638. And then the last page for today is 18, regrouping twice. Now you will be, when you multiply in the ones, you will need to regroup. When you multiply in the tens, you will also need to regroup. And then in the hundreds, you put the full answer down. So again, you could use the alternative method where you put each answer down. 8 times 4 is 32. I didn't carry. 4 times 3 tens, 4 times 30 is 120.